If you shoot film and you don't know what this is, you might want to check this out. This is a 35mm film roll splitter. Before I get into how this works, I want to shout out the guy who designed it. His YouTube channel is Tad. He also has a site over on printables. I'll share a link in the description below where you can find his channel and where you can download the files to make one of these yourself. Maybe you're asking, why would you want to split a roll of film in half? Well, there's a number of reasons. The rising cost of film, I think everybody's kind of looking for different ways to continue shooting film and make it a little bit more economical. And as a result, half-frame cameras have gotten pretty popular. I think a lot of people have realized that a 36-shot roll and a half-frame camera gives you 72 exposures, which can take a pretty long time to get through. So I think for people with half-frame cameras, this is a pretty economical way to continue shooting film because you're effectively doubling your dollar. There are a lot of people who just got into shooting film recently and they never got a chance to shoot on some rare and discontinued film stocks. So when I saw this pop up on my feed, I immediately thought, hey, that's a cool way that I can take a rare film stock that I have, split it in half and give it to a friend. It's a great way to share film with people and, you know, give opportunities to people that maybe never would have had a chance to shoot a certain stock. And hey, you know, sometimes maybe you don't even want to shoot a whole roll of 36. So the way that it works is you take your roll of film and you take an empty can and you're going to splice them together, drop them into the splicer, and then with the crank, all we do is crank the film from one can into another. It's a bit hard to see, but on the inside, there's little teeth. So as you're pulling the film across from one can to another, there's a frame counter down here that's going to move and turn and allow us to count how many frames we've cranked. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut off the excess leader on this film. I like to put a bit of tape on both sides, but I think if you're using a good quality tape, you probably don't need to. I'm just doing it for peace of mind. You can just pull it just barely into the empty can, just to make sure that it's in there. Once you close the can, it's fully light tight. And then you take your crank, put it on the empty can, and we're just going to crank it around 20 times because that's how many turns it takes to split a roll of 36 into 2 rolls. We're going to start with a half turn just to make sure it's going. Okay. All right, let's count. 1, 2, 19, and 20. And I now have 2 rolls of this Fujifilm Super G Plus 800. So I like to take the leader that we cut off before and use it as a guide to cut a new one. Give this video a thumbs up if you thought this device is kind of cool. Give this video a thumbs up if you also shoot film. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see how a 25-year-old roll of Fujicolor 800 Super G Plus turns out. I'm going to drop some into the F1 this week and hope for the best. See ya.